What's happening, Wisdom Warriors of Light? Back at it for another video. How y'all doing, man? Happy Thursday. Well, I got some new insights today, y'all. I actually a new series has been birthed. Um, and I'm just gonna go with it, man. We're gonna title this video "Deep Dive with Wisdom," and of course, lo and behold, wisdom is right here. But we're all wisdom, man. But let's coin the term "I'm wisdom," so we're deep diving with wisdom. And interestingly enough, we're gonna go with it, man. So maybe I'm gonna probably post this video today, Thursday. But I think that what I'm gonna do from going forward is this is kind of just me putting it out there. But I'm gonna make sure that when I record a video, deep diving with wisdom, we're gonna premiere that Fridays. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified when these videos get dropped. Hit the like button, because of course you're helping the algorithm, you're helping the channel grow, you're putting your energy into, you're just not sitting there consuming the information, you're also giving and in return you're receiving the information from me or from source that's coming through me. So with that being said, like I said, please, that's all I ask. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment. I love reading your comments. I love commenting back. I love replying. I just love creating this beautiful, safe community for us all, man, to grow, to meet like-minded individuals. Maybe you'll meet your soulmate. Maybe you'll meet your soul tribe. You just never know when you put something, you comment to something. You just never know who you're helping and what kind of change you bring by doing that. And just somebody may need to read what you wrote, and it may help them and it may save their life. So just remember that. Of course, you're helping the channel to grow at the same time. And I love you all, man, and I'm so grateful to each and every one of you, man. We just got some new subscribers, and the channel's growing, man. We just hit 124 subscribers. I'm truly grateful to again, each and every one of you, man. Again, we're going to deep dive with wisdom today. So with that being said, I felt called to pull some cards for the collective from the Angel Guide Oracle deck of Kyle Gray. These three, couldn't be more perfect for the collective right now, because I feel like a lot of us, if not a majority, are needing to go through composure, needing to be in or trying to think of the word, like compose ourselves with what's going on in the external, what's going on in the 3D, in the matrix. So we're needing to compose ourselves so we don't freak out, so we don't lose our minds, so we can be rooted and grounded. And composure is such a perfect card for right now, because we're all needing to be in peace, in calmness, stillness. We're finding ways to find that composure within us. And so yeah, what a beautiful card that came out today. I can't say it enough. And then the second one that came through, which I feel like so many of us are on the brink of manifestation. We've been working so hard, so diligently, planting seeds for ourselves of what we see for the future for ourselves, and lo and behold, the manifestation card came through, flew out of the deck more or less, which is perfect timing. I mean, it couldn't have came out at the perfect time for the collective. I really see that for a lot of us, if not most of us. So another beautiful card that manifested out of the deck. And then we have vulnerability and freedom, which is another massive, powerful breakthrough for the collective. Freedom, vulnerability, one and the same. Feeling vulnerable equates to freedom, as far as I'm concerned. Because when you are vulnerable, you're free. You're freeing yourself when you're opening yourself up to share to the world. Which is another one for me because, I spoke a little bit about it yesterday, I think. Or maybe I didn't. Actually, I don't think I did because I actually recorded the video prior to the lab I did in light language yesterday. And let me just say this, okay? We did another. I did mention to you guys that what was going to happen is they were going to put us into breakout rooms of small groups. And they did. They did, I think, like 2 groups of 9. Because, like, I think, like, there was 9 people and then another 9 people, so they broke us up and then they put like a instructor into each breakout room. So there was 2 instructors, including the main teacher, and she just kept popping in and out of the two breakout rooms. But then the two people that were with her were in one group and then in another. And I'll tell you this much: so there was 9 people in the breakout room I went into. And so I had to, practice singing whatever came through, whether it be the prayer that they gave us to practice with, or just gibberish, or just whatever I felt coming through. I had to sing. Now, mind you, again, there was 9 people in there. When we were in class, there was about 45 people in there. Everybody had to have their cameras on, and we had to unmute ourselves. So we had to first speak, and then the second part of the second half of the lab, we had to sing. And let me just say this, man. I felt insecurity coming up so massively. I mean, like, just like up into the surface. Like, I cannot tell you, like, insecurities upon insecurities came up. Like, what are they going to think? Like, are they going to tell I'm faking? I started to get, like, I told you guys about, how I was doing sign language in high school, and I had to get in front of the class, and I had to pick a song and do sign language to that song, which I chose Bush, the group Bush, Glycerine. And if you know that group and you know that song, I had to sign language that song in front of the class. And I can tell you right now, I didn't know my sign language. I knew a few things, but for the most part, I was faking it. And I felt like a fake. I remember. I remember the feeling. And yesterday, all of that was coming up. All of it. And I even raised my hand in both group. And when we were in the breakout room, I raised my hand and said I felt like a fake. I felt like I was having all kinds of insecurities come up. Especially with the singing, I think more than the speaking. Even though they couldn't really hear, everybody was like so wrapped up in what they were doing with themselves that they weren't paying attention to me. But yet still I felt so insecure, and I was sweating and I was hot. I was like burning up, man. Like, I literally was on fire. And I just felt very, very insecure. I felt very, 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 very self-confident. It all was coming up, but I know that, like she said, it was coming up, and I was allowing it to come up, and I was feeling it, and it was coming up because it was being released and healed, and I'm proud of myself for that. I'm proud of myself that I I listened to my intuition. I listened within. I listened to the messages I was getting to then be led to that class. And because it was exactly what I needed. It was exactly where I needed to be, where I need to be currently. It's bringing up so many things from childhood. It's raising so many emotions, so many feelings. I feel better today, as you can see. My nasal passages feel better. My throat feels a little off right now, but I think that has a lot to do with me opening up and being courageous and talking about these things and being vulnerable and speaking about it with you all, with 124 people potentially watching. Um, and, you know, but when I come on here and I film, it's nothing like me being on that Zoom, doing those things that I always wanted to do, but didn't do them because I was afraid of people judging me and not accepting me and criticizing me and, putting me down. Oh, you suck. You can't sing. I've heard that before, and in actuality, I just enjoyed it. It brought me excitement. It brought me joy. It was fun. It's fun to dance and sing and be goofy and, sing along, so I found myself doing it in the car by myself, singing with the windows down or when the windows up and singing along to the music, or in the shower singing, or when I was living with roommates, when no one was home, singing and dancing in the privacy when no one's around, versus like being who I truly am and want to be, and just sharing myself to the world unapologetically, and just being accepted and unconditionally loved, and just like people just being like, yeah, man, do you, man, just be you, be all of you, don't worry about what anybody thinks. But, you know being bullied as a kid and just made fun of all the time, and then throughout my life growing up, being made fun of and criticized and judged, and struggling to be accepted, and I think a lot of us have dealt with that. I know that I'm not the only one. And um, to be vulnerable, like this card says, vulnerability and freedom. To feel that, to be able to harness that, and you know, granted, like I said, I was burning hot. I mean, the first time I shared over the weekend, my experience, I told you guys my voice was cracking. It was very, very like mousy and soft, and but yet I was still sharing. Yet I was still um, being vulnerable and opened. And I told you guys on a previous video the other day that I'm vowing to wake up every morning and show up in the world and just in general with a fully open heart, and have compassion and love and empathy for others and humbleness and all of that, and not only for others but for myself, and not give to receive, just giving because I want to give, just giving on this video of myself because I want to help others, because I'm in service, not because I expect to get more subscribers, not because I expect to get monetary exchange for me putting myself out there. Just me doing it is healing in itself, is so beautiful. I don't even need anything further. Just knowing that somebody out there maybe is going to gain some insight, or maybe it gives you the strength to step out and be vulnerable and share yourself to the world, and know that people are waiting for you to show up. People are waiting for you to show up and be all of you and be authentic and be, loving and kind and non-judgmental towards yourself and others. People are waiting for that. They're waiting. Your tribe is waiting. They're already waiting. They're just waiting for you to do it. They're waiting for you to take that leap, and, um, you know, I took that leap when I agreed to take this class that I just knew that it was right for me. I didn't fully know what light language was, um, but I had an idea. I felt it deep down. There was a deep knowing, and it just kept coming up, and I kept um, paying attention to the signs, and listening to spirit and listening to my higher self, the higher aspects of me guiding me to this class, knowing that full well that we're abundant, and that no matter what we're experiencing, whether it be financial distress or, that we're not, that lack is just a belief, a limiting belief that we've been taught. It's an illusion in itself. So is non-lack. They're all illusions. Not that we don't have to pay these things and, do monetary transactions in the 3D. I'm not saying that we don't have to do that, but you know, the fact of the matter is a lot of these things are going to continue to come up and arise, and I've been going through a lot of things showing up the last few months, if not longer, probably the last year, the last 7 years. But now things are really showing. They're, I got the word like, they're rearing their ugly head, and the fact of the matter is like, if I didn't sit there and like acknowledge what was happening, what I was experiencing, and then talk about it, I would have been I would have been resisting. And not only that, not to mention, because it just came to mind now even more, not only was I getting all those insecurities and and like what are they all thinking, what are they, can they tell that I'm faking it, can they tell that, can they just tell? And then not only was that happening, but then I felt like this real tightness in my chest. But then I also felt resistance. There was resistance, like I was blocking what was coming through, if anything was going to come through at all, because I was resisting like that side of myself, that part of myself, because I've been so scared to show that part of me. And funny thing is, when I was like growing up, I was doing things, I always partaked in things that had to do with expression. Like I was acting, I was in several movies when I was a little kid. If you want, check out a movie called Chains of Gold, filmed in Miami and South Beach. I was in the beginning of the movie. It was a movie with John Travolta. It was filmed in Miami Beach, South Florida, and I was a little tiny wee lad in the beginning of the movie. You can't miss me. I got big bushy red hair, and I had a hat on. I was real tiny, watching the strippers on stage. And I was in a bunch of other things like a Carvel commercial, and but I found myself like at some point wanting to run and hide. And then when I got to high school, I was a DJ on the school radio station. I found myself then starting to, uh, you know, um, go backstage, setting up the 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 the, the stage before each performance. Like I was doing that at this place, and then I wanted to, um, go to this school in Orlando that had to do with filmmaking, and so I was very into a lot of theatrical things, but yet I found myself suppressing all that stuff because of being made fun of and judged, and but then at the same time I was judging myself. I was not accepting myself, and to have a realization over the weekend in the class that I'm healing the relationship with myself, and then to have all these insecurities come up this week in the lab and just in general, and then to be working on healing my inner child last week, and that, which I feel like is an ongoing process for a lot of us. So you know this is the healing process is an ongoing thing, because we're dealing with all different kinds of things on a daily basis with different people, different interactions, and we're still healing a lot of stuff from our childhood. We're not only healing all of that, but we're healing past life stuff. We're healing ancestral stuff. We're healing generational things. I've been going through all of that. And a lot of us have to heal a lot of codependency things that have to do with our ancestral trauma and generational. And, so it's a lot, man. It's a lot. And you have to give yourself compassion and kindness and love, because this is no easy task. I've said this on video after video after video. This is no easy task, man. And I promise you, when you leave here and you transition on and you transform into something else, you're going to be celebrated not only by other spirits and guides and whatnot, but yourself, your own spirit, because this was no easy task to come down here at this time in the world's evolution, in this massive great awakening. So just remember that, you're amazing. You are a star. You are full of wisdom, man. You are wisdom. And you don't need to hear it from me. You don't need validation from the external. Stop looking for that validation. I'm working on that myself. This is a big thing I heard, that we have to learn to stop doing. We have to stop seeking external validation, like to see something physical show up. Like we need to see that thing show up to then give us the peace that, oh yeah, okay, what I'm asking for is actually happening. I need to see progression. You're gonna start to not see that more and more. And you just have to put that intention out there, put what you want out there, and just let go of it and allow it to manifest. Allow the universe to do what it needs to do. It doesn't need a babysitter. You don't need to babysit the divine. You don't need to babysit God. Okay, the universe got it. Okay, the universe knows what the hell it's doing. Trust and believe. This is all happening perfectly. We don't need to sit there and micromanage the universe if it's bringing you what you want them to bring you. Okay? So stop doing that. And I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to make a concerted effort to stop doing that, because the universe is not wearing diapers. It's not a baby. Okay? It knows what it's doing. It's so perfectly, everything is perfectly orchestrated, man. We don't need to micromanage the universe. And I'm going to say it again and again in other videos, so just remember, sometimes we need a smackdown. And we need to realize, yo, wait a minute. I don't need to babysit the universe, man. I'm just going to tell the universe what I want and let it happen. There's so many things at play as to why it takes so long. It could be you. It could be you resisting. It could be you fighting and wanting to know all these answers and why it's not happening sooner and blah, blah, blah. And then you got the other people that are involved that have to change, and that the universe has to help change. And then all of these moving parts to make whatever you ask for happen. It's not that simple. It takes a lot of work behind the scenes for all of these things these moving parts to make the things happen that you ask for and want. And you also have to change. Aside from how many hundreds of thousands of other people have to make what you want come true. So just remember, it's not no small task. There's all kinds of spirits, guides, masters, teachers, all behind the scenes in the spiritual realm, plus in the physical realm, that have to make all these things happen for you to get what you want and what you ask for. So just be patient, man. And when you put it out there, release it like you're out there fishing and you throw the rod out and you pull it back and you release it. Throw it out, throw that hook out and let go. Let go and surrender and allow it to unfold the way it's going to unfold, with no expectations and no judgment. Because the minute you start having these specific expectations of what you think it should look like and how it should come about, that's the minute you're telling the universe, well, I'm not ready for that. And then you got to change even more. Then you're asked to surrender and let go even more. So there's a lot of things at play, and that's not only the universe, but it's you also. And depending on how much resistance you have to the changes that need to happen for whatever you want to come true. So if that makes sense, like I said, if you need to, listen to the video again, let it soak it up, process it, and just be, man. Just be. What you want is coming. Just like that manifestation card. Be vulnerable. Vulnerability is freedom. And composure, man. Get out in nature. Get grounded. Grounded in your body. Meditate. Do yoga. Do these things that, speak to the universe. Speak to your higher self. These are all tips and tricks you can do, man. I hope you enjoy Deep Diving with Wisdom. I love the new series. I'm not gonna do it on this one, but I'm gonna work on a thumbnail. I want to do a thumbnail, and just call it and start doing, and eventually what I would like to do, man, is do once we get more subscribers, because I had mentioned to you all before, when we hit 500, I want to go live, and I would love to, create this series, Deep Dive with Wisdom, and eventually bring other people on, and we can deep dive, multiple people's wisdom, and just create this space where we could do Q&As, and we could, and we could also just do lives, and I can talk about this live, and and we can feel the energy of the chat, and so the quicker we get to 500, the quicker we go live. But that's not going to stop the series that we're going to do every Friday. This is going to be a new thing on the channel, so get ready. I love it. We're going to deep dive some really cool topics, and just deep dive with wisdom, man. I will see you guys in the next one, man. Again, share these videos out. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Like, share, comment, hit the notification bell. I love you all, man. I will see you soon in the next one. Take care of yourselves and each other. From my heart to yours. Until next time. This was the first episode of Deep Dive with Wisdom. I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Happy Thursday. I love you all. Let's go, Wisdom Warriors of Light. We got this.